Hello, my friends. Let's practice another important preposition in English. Today, we will focus on the basics of for. In English, we use for many things. For can be used for time, distance, and more. We also use for to discuss the purpose of something, gratitude, receiving something, and apologies. And these, again, are just the basics. Let's start with discussing time. For can be used for time. And it's used with lengths of time. For example, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and even years. Let's look at a few examples of how to use for with lengths of time. I have lived in Bozeman for 14 years. In this example, the length of time is 14 years. If I only use the start time, I cannot use for. Then I will use since 2010. But because I am using the length of time, I can use for. I have lived in Bozeman for 14 years. Another example, they went shopping for 3 hours on Saturday. The length of their shopping trip was 3 hours. They went shopping for 3 hours. Next, he visited Japan for 2 months. Now we are talking about a length of time in the past. That's okay too. He visited Japan for 2 months. And then finally, she studied history for many years. Here, you don't know exactly how many years, but we use many years just to mean a lot of years. So she studied history for many years just means she studied history for a long time. Okay, let me read these to you in fast English. I've lived in Bozeman for 14 years. They went shopping for 3 hours on Saturday. He visited Japan for 2 months. She studied history for many years. Okay, my friends, let's move on to using for distance. We also use for distance when we are talking about lengths. So you will often see things like miles or kilometers used with for. Let's again look at some examples. Every day, she rides her bike for 3 miles. So the length of the distance is 3 miles. So we can say for 3 miles. Next, drive for 3 blocks and then turn right. Here, the word block is being used as a distance. We often see this in a city. This is 1 block from one street to the next street. So the directions here say drive for 3 blocks and then turn right. Next, we walked for miles around the park. Here, again, you don't know exactly how many miles, but you know it's more than one because it's plural. So again, this means a long distance, but we can still use for. We walked for miles around the park. And then finally, we paid $20 for 4 feet of fabric. Maybe someone is making clothes and they paid $20 for this length, 4 feet of fabric. Sometimes you have a situation where you have the preposition for next to the number four, and they are pronounced exactly the same. So it sounds like you are saying four. Again, this sentence, we paid $20 for 4 feet of fabric. Okay, my friends, let's practice in fast English again. Every day, she rides her bike for 3 miles. Drive for 3 blocks, and then turn right. We walked for miles around the park. We paid $20 for 4 feet of fabric. Okay, my friends, next we are going to discuss using for to describe the purpose or a reason for something. And typically, when we use this structure, we will use for plus a noun. We will not use a verb after for in this context. Let me give you some examples. I bought new boots for hiking. Hiking is a noun. It is a gerund. So we can say for hiking, but not for hike. Hike would be the verb form, and we want to use a noun. So I bought new boots for hiking. Next, he wants eggs for breakfast. He wants eggs for breakfast. Again, the purpose of the eggs is for breakfast. Just like with the first sentence, the purpose of the boots is for hiking. Next, we went to a nice restaurant for her birthday. Here we are describing the reason we went to the nice restaurant. The reason we went to the nice restaurant, her birthday. So we went to a nice restaurant for her birthday. Finally, they paid $2,000 for their new car. So the reason they paid $2,000, their new car. They paid $2,000 for their new car. Okay, let's practice with fast English. I bought new boots for hiking. He wants eggs for breakfast. We went to a nice restaurant for her birthday. They paid $2,000 for their new car. Okay, my friends, here is one more sentence. She became a doctor for the money. In this sentence, the reason this person became a doctor was for the money. And in fast English, she became a doctor for the money. As you can see, my friends, all of the words or phrases after for are all nouns. So you want to make sure, again, after for in this context, that you are using a noun like hiking or breakfast or birthday. The next reason we use for is to express gratitude. And gratitude means that you are being thankful for something. You are saying thank you. So let's look at some examples of how to express gratitude with for. Thank you for coming to English class. Here I am saying thank you, And the reason is for you coming to English class. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to English class. Next, I wrote a card to my grandmother to thank her for the gift. My grandmother sent me a gift and I want to say thank you, so I can use for to describe the reason I am saying thank you. It was for the gift. And maybe you are thinking, what is a gift? This is a gift. Here is a very simple sentence. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for helping me. Again, when we are expressing gratitude, we want to use a noun. So we will never say, thank you for help me. We need to say, thank you for helping me. You can also make it even more simple and say, thanks for helping me. Thanks for helping me. These are very nice phrases to remember in many different contexts when using English. Then finally, I'm grateful for your patience. I'm grateful is very similar to thank you. Again, remember, grateful means that you are saying thank you for something. You feel thankful for something. So you can say, I'm grateful for your patience. Okay, let's practice in fast English. Thank you for coming to English class. I wrote a card to my grandmother to thank her for the gift. Thank you for helping me. Thanks for helping me. I'm grateful for your patience. Okay, my friends, we also use for when we receive something. And we often use this again for gifts or the intended targets of something. Let's look at some examples. I have a present for her. So the intended target of this gift is her. I have a present for her. And again, this is another word that is similar to gift, gift and present. My husband likes to cook for me. Here, I am the intended target of my husband's cooking. My husband likes to cook for me. A gift doesn't always have to be something physical. In this case, he likes to cook for me. This book is for children. This book is for children. In this case, children, not adults, are the intended target of the book. The book was written with children in mind. This book is for children. And then finally, the new sofa is for the living room. The new sofa is for the living room. In this case, here is a sofa, and this room is the living room. So the intended target of the sofa, the intended location of the sofa is the living room. The new sofa is for the living room. Okay, let's practice in fast English. I have a present for her. My husband likes to cook for me. This book is for children. The new sofa is for the living room. Okay, my friends, we have one more basic of using for. And this is when we use for to apologize. Apologize just means to say sorry. So you will often hear the word for used after words like sorry or apologize. Let's look at some examples. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. Again, my friends, in this context, after for, we usually use nouns. So it is not correct to say, I'm sorry for hurt your feelings. We must say, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings because hurting is the noun form. He was sorry for stepping on my toe. He was sorry for stepping on my toe. Again, we need to use stepping on my toe. Next, they apologized for being late. They apologized for being late. Again, we need that noun form. So we will use the noun form of the verb be, which is being. So the next time you are late to something, you can say, I apologize for being late, or I am sorry for being late. And then finally, my friends, she needs to apologize for taking my favorite shirt. So here, I want her to say sorry. I want her to apologize because she took my favorite shirt. So she needs to apologize for taking my favorite shirt. Okay, let's practice the fast English. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. He was sorry for stepping on my toe. They apologized for being late. She needs to apologize for taking my favorite shirt. Okay, my friends, as always, let me know if you have questions. And remember, practice, practice, and never give up.